I'm doing this also for my daughter. I want to share how YouTube has changed my life in ways that I didn't expect. And it's not the subscribers, it's not the view count, and it's not the dopamine hit you get if one of your videos gets a lot of views. I've always loved to be creative, coming up with new things, choreographing my own dances, doing things just for the creativity of it. But speaking in front of an audience was something that I never thought I'd do. As unafraid I was as a little kid, starting school, becoming a teenager, getting older, the opinions of other people seemed to matter more to me than what I wanted. And so I always chose and listened to what other people thought of me, how other people perceived me. And I kind of grew into this new form of this is what other people expect from you, and you're not supposed to grow out of that. Deep down, I knew I wanted to be heard and I wanted to share my experience. And sometimes things take time. I'm 35 now, and if you would have asked me years ago, I would have told you, yeah, I think I would like to do YouTube just to try it out. But I never had the courage because I was so afraid of what other people would think of me. I was afraid of being seen, which is so contradictory if you're putting out YouTube videos, right? But for some reason, I wanted to share my story, but so afraid what other people would say. What will my friends think? What will my family think if I started a YouTube? Isn't it also too late to start a YouTube channel? All these things were in my head. And eventually, that nagging feeling just didn't let go. And I was like, okay, we'll try it. The fear of being seen and posting YouTube videos is something that doesn't get really talked about a lot. I think a lot of people want to do YouTube videos and are just so afraid of being seen. A way that helped me to get over that fear is to practice recording YouTube videos and unlisting them. So only people with the link can watch those videos. The way I started my YouTube channel was with unlisted videos because I wasn't ready that everybody in the world could see where I was. And I started something called the Mindful Manifestation Month, where I advertised on my Instagram that I was trying to do this. I would share a video every week, but just for people that signed up for it. And I sent the link to them with a bunch of PDFs and workbooks and so forth. And I was actually a little shocked because initially I thought nobody was going to be interested in that. Maybe you know the feeling that sometimes you're even more afraid of being seen from your own family and friends for some reason because they know who you are. And going back to what I said in the beginning, where I was just so comfortable being boxed in, being what other people told me to, and that didn't fit in the narrative of people. Thankfully, the friends that did join that program were very supportive. What I did was uploading weekly YouTube videos just for that unlisted group, and I sent the video out. I didn't edit a lot. I was just talking to the camera. I cut out the ums and ems and stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. I just wanted to get a feeling for it, to get into how YouTube works, how to do the upload and stuff like that. Before I started this, I set the goal to, after this month is over, I will start a YouTube channel. It took another 3 months because I got cold feet and I got scared again. But after some pep talk and the positive feedback I got from other people, bit the bullet and I uploaded my first video. That was at the end of 2022. Then I became pregnant. I didn't feel great and I started re-uploading this March again. I learned to be more consistent. I used to be a person that did everything last minute and I would just wing it. But with making YouTube videos, I guess you could still do it. I wanted to make sure that what I put out there is something that I would be proud of, or at least I could tell myself, okay, you started it, you did it anyway. It doesn't need to be perfect. The mantra I came back to is done is better than perfect. But I wanted to be consistent and I wanted to put something out that I put the work and the effort in to make it the best I could do in that moment. And you're going to grow on this journey because if you don't have experience with talking to a camera and editing and all of that, there's a good chance that your videos are not going to be great. And that's okay. Done is better than perfect. Just remind yourself of the fact that you did the step. you uploaded a video, and that's something you should be very proud of. Other part I gained from starting a YouTube channel is getting more confident, which just comes from being more confident talking to a camera, being more confident in my everyday interactions. I feel like I am calmer in front of the camera now. I feel like the beginning was very stressed out. It's like I have to get my point across and the sentences have to be good. Thanks for editing software. I don't have a huge subscriber count, but to this day, if I get a comment, somebody's finding my videos valuable, I have to pinch myself, because that's like one person out in the world that maybe needed to hear the message. If you're like me and thinking, does it even matter if I make a YouTube channel? There's so many YouTube channels out there. And if you ask yourself the question, who am I to make videos? What do I have to share? Who am I to share my stories? Who am I to share what I've experienced? Ask yourself the question, who are you not to? I always like to come back to this reminder. Different people connect with different people. Maybe what I say doesn't resonate with you, but if you hear the same sentence from a different person, a similar story from a different person, all of a sudden it clicks and you're like, oh my God, I resonate with them so much. That's why it's so essential to share your story, to share your light, to be you, because you never know who will resonate with you as a person, with you and your personality, with the way you talk and the way nobody else talks, because you're special. Take morning routines, for example. There's millions of morning routines videos out there, but maybe people come across your morning routine video and they're like, oh my God, I like this person. I like how they go through their day. They're so authentic. They're so themselves. Which brings me to the next thing that I gained. I allowed myself to be myself. For the first time in a long, long time, I feel when I talk to the camera, I can be myself. I can be cringy. I can say what's on my mind without any filter, being cringy, making weird jokes that nobody else is probably going to get. But that's just the beauty of sharing your story. Another thing that I gained through this YouTube journey is that I noticed that I am speaking up for myself more often. I used to be, and still sometimes am, a people pleaser, and always went with the things that other people wanted. And YouTube has given me the confidence by just basically talking to myself to make myself feel heard, listen to myself and my own needs. I just feel more confident to standing up for myself. Well, sometimes it seems that strangers on the internet are more supportive than your own friends. Ever so often, a friend reaches out to me and messages me about one of my videos. I got a comment from a close friend of mine for a recent video, and she said that she's crying, that she really needed to hear that message. And it actually made me tear up, because with all the worry, with all the self-doubt that goes into making your own YouTube channel, things like this from people you also know is something so, so special. And a lot of people are just so nice. I'm a small channel, so I don't know about having bad comments, thankfully. But I think that becomes more prominent when you have a bigger channel. But what I can say is that genuinely, when I do get comments on my videos, they're always, always positive. A positive side effect that comes with starting a YouTube channel is all the skills you learn along the way. From public speaking into the camera to editing, which has made me appreciate all the editors out there so much more. It's so much work. And the whole production, you're having a creative outlet for your thumbnail, for all the things, but don't let that scare you. You don't have to edit. If you can string sentences together without thinking and umming all the time like I do, then you don't have to do the whole editing process. It made me realize that you can literally learn anything, that you want to learn. Also led me to live my life more intentionally. If I do any activity or if I go to an event, I always remind myself to capture it. Mostly for the B-roll on YouTube. But it made me realize that I used to not pay attention to these little moments, to not capture every moment. And that's something so precious. If I look back on my library, it's something that I can really treasure, and it's the small moments that you collect. I think part of being human is that internal feeling of what will other people think of me, and I think that is probably never going to go away. The fear of being judged and criticized by others is something that we all struggle with. I'm pretty sure that nobody is going through life not caring what other people think of us, because it's a very human trait to have, to belong, to be accepted. But if you don't post your videos, if you're not publishing your videos, you will always ask the questions, what if? Even if it doesn't work out, even if you feel like YouTube is not for me, at least you tried it. Fear will never go away. You have to do it afraid. If you're staying in your comfort zone, you will never know what is on the other side. You will never know if YouTube is for you. You will never know. A quote I love is, "A ship in a harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for." My intention with this video is to hopefully inspire you, take the nerves out a little bit. It's not as scary as it seems. Fear is never going to go away, but as we grow, we become more comfortable with the uncomfortable. The world needs to see your light. Shine your light unapologetically and shine it brightly. There's only one you, and that is your superpower. I'm doing this also for my daughter. I want to show her that there is literally nothing that she can do, that she's not supposed to put herself in a box, that she is worthy, that she's good enough, that she has all the right to share her stories, to be who she really is, to be authentically, fully, unapologetically herself. And I just want to give her that through me showing up, through me doing it afraid. So if you're watching this until the end, thank you. But also, your dreams are your dreams for a reason, and you should not ignore them. Do it for you.